Thanks for joining us on 2K Sports. What's better than NBA basketball on a Saturday night? We're here to bring you the action. Alongside Grant Hill and Brent Barry, I'm Brian Anderson. Also with us tonight, our reporter, Allie LaForce. So here's Portland's starting group. And for the Timberwolves, Ed is at the 2 with McDaniels playing the 3. And it's Russell in at the 5, down low. Well, Grant, tonight we've got two teams who aren't afraid to slow the pace of the game.
Well, B.A., it's because they're both adept at operating their half-court sets. They don't feel the need to push the tempo all the time.
Here's Kuzi. Pass to Sharman. Four on the clock. From the elbow. And Walton pulls it down.
That's a decent look for him. He just couldn't convert.
Here's Hollins. Count it. 1 for 1 to start the game.
And coming out swinging and hitting the game's first bucket.
Well, for us, it will be interesting. Can they keep that kind of pace up all game long?
Here's Kuzi. Pass to Sharman. Here's Kuzi. Fires the 3. They get it back. Here's Russell.
Get up to throw down.
Oh my. What a display of effort.
That's his bread and butter, right? Chasing down the boards.
Stick with fundamentals there. Shot goes up, box out, or he'll destroy you.
Slam that thing through.
A nasty two-hander. For Minnesota, they've gone 1 for 3 so far.
You know, I have to admire a guy like Anthony Simons. Early in his career, he was seen as undersized, but with his skill and pure athleticism, he balances the scales against bigger players, and he's become a ferocious scorer.
Just 5 to shoot. The Timberwolves need to get off a shot here. Heinsohn hits a three-pointer.
Easy look when the defender isn't fighting over the screen.
Yeah, coach over there just asking for one simple thing, and that's some effort. Got burned on that one.
Here's Hollins. Down low. Walton's shot is off. First quarter, just about 2 minutes in. A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
I briefly spoke with Chris Finch. I asked him what their biggest challenge would be defensively, and his quick answer was Scoot Henderson. He said Henderson's as explosive as they come. We can't let him get out on the break and control the pace. Their hope is to force Henderson to operate in the half-court offense, but Scoot may have other ideas, guys.
And Allie, thanks. Here's Sharman. Inside. Here's Russell. Portland with a rebound.
I don't think the defense does enough out there to bother him. I think that one's all on him. Just a flat-out miss.
Here's Hollins. Pass to Walton. Here's Hollins. Here's Walton. Guarded by Russell. And it's good for 2. Walton's gotten his second bucket on the night.
You have to appreciate guys who can work the mid-range area. It's clearly how you keep defenses honest.
Oh, man, that is just easy for him out there. At his size, with that kind of touch, that is money.
And Chris Finch has called timeout. He wants to make sure everybody's on the same page. Jones, he's checked in for Ramsey. Timberwolves trail by 4. Pass to Sharman. Walton pulls it down.
That's going up against a defense that knows your tendencies.
Here's Lucas. Out to the right wing. Here's Walton. Oh, he nails that one. 3 for 4 now.
And they may have talked about shot selection coming into this.
The Timberwolves have gone 2 for 7. A sluggish start. Pass to Kuzi. Shot to stop the run. From outside the arc. Minnesota again missing.
He is just so deadly from out there. You expect that to fall.
All right, we've now got our 2K insider, Shams Charania, on the line. He's got a special report. Shams, it's all yours.
Hey, guys. Well, this year marked the loss of Blazers great, Hall of Famer, and truly a one-of-one, Bill Walton. One of the greatest big men this league has ever seen, known for his incredible passing skills. And off the court, he was just as dedicated to assisting others and making the world a better place. Guys, there is no question Bill Walton will be missed.
His legacy carries on. Okay, Shams, thank you.
He really gets in perfect position for the follow. Just a terrific read.
Here's Hollins. Kuzi with the rebound.
I think he rushed that one just a little bit, thinking the defense was going to get close. They weren't.
Heinsohn passes to Russell. And then Russell with the dunk.
Look out below.
You got no chance of defending him right there. And Chauncey Billups calls timeout. He wants to give him a breather and talk things over. And Minnesota making a change here.
Substitution on the court.
There's 1:17 left in the first quarter. Here's the pick. With the drive. Walton passes to Lucas. Here's Hollins, defended by Jones. To the right side. Here's Walton. That one's wide left.
Well, maybe not the best shot against that kind of defense, but he still has the ability to knock that kind of shot down.
Jones, the pass to Jones. There it is for him. Here's Hollins. 6-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Oh, plenty of contact on that shot. Officials call the foul, and he'll take 2 free throws now.
Well, that was clearly a foul.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. And he drops the first. And so he hits both. 16 seconds left in the first quarter. Outside Jones. There's a screen. With 1 on the clock. Oh, no good. On the last second attempt there. And so the first quarter is in the books. Portland ahead. They lead by 4. And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we played through one quarter of action so far. And let's take a moment here to get your take, guys, on the scoring so far for the Trailblazers.
They've done a great job facilitating shooters. Their early game has seen a lot of hot passes and has kept the defense guessing as well.
Well, a lot of the players are doing a good job as well of scanning the interior part of the paint. All those inside looks, those are paying off.
Taking a look at the Trailblazers. Lucas can't get it to go. Timberwolves trail by 4. Here's Kuzi. No points so far. Pass to Sharman. And the layup is good off the glass.
When they get their opportunity to punch it inside, they don't hesitate.
Here's Hollins. Gilliam, defended by Jones. Pass to Walton. Over Russell. Walton's shot is off. Minnesota shooting only 40% from the floor in this game. Here's Sharman. Hits the trifecta. Sharman's got 5 points in the quarter.
He just takes advantage of the D in a way that very few players playing today can do.
Here's Walton. We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. Beyond the arc. Again, the miss by Portland. And so it's Russell with it. He brings it up for Minnesota. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter. Nick Grant, the success of teams like the Timberwolves showing that size still matters.
Yeah, in this pace and space era, that may have come into question just a bit, but size and skill combined has always been your best bet at winning.
Portland making a switch here. Davis is checked in. Well, Brent, league-wide, more and more points being scored. You see that tapering off at any point?
BA, with all the rule changes and what we're seeing in terms of the skill set of players growing, I mean, the scoring is just going to keep going. How far can we go? I don't know. I feel like we're topping off a little bit. The only way we're going to score more points in the game is add more time to the clock.
And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Brian, Anthony Edwards, his disposition just brightens a locker room. Coach Chris Finch said he's an absolute joy to coach. Always in a great mood with a great smile. It doesn't matter if he plays well or he doesn't. Every day he has the same approach and the same attitude.
And he wants to be great, Allie. There's no doubt about that. Oh, nice shot by Kuzi.
Well, that play never gets old. The pick and roll will still be an offensive staple 100 years from now. Trust me.
Pass to Walton. Outside Davis. Here's Lucas. Yet to see a basket. Just 4 to shoot. Here's Walton. Guarded by Russell. Offensive rebound. Davis, the pass to Lucas. On the wing, Davis. Gilliam, defended by Jones. Here's Walton. And it's good. Off the back of the rim and in. Walton's got 10 points in the game.
Clearly defensive miscue there. If there's not a body on him that's sitting at the mid-range, that's a defensive mistake.
Here's Kuzi. Fudge, he's checked in for Portland. 3 minutes of action thus far in the second. Here's Sharman. Add that to his line. Now 3 for 6.
I just think that's trouble. You're gonna let that guy shoot layups. You're asking for it.
Davis, the pass to Walton. Here's an 8-footer. To the wing, right side. Fudge. Ooh, can't tie it up as that one's no good. The Timberwolves lead by 3. And almost 4 minutes gone in the second quarter of play. Pass to Sharman, and here's Russell. It's intercepted. Now the Blazers on the move. Here's Fudge. He nails it, and we're tied. Fudge has got himself on the board with a 3 there. The Timberwolves have gone a terrific 4 of 5 here in the second quarter. And you watch Shaedon Sharpe, Brent. The talent is undeniable.
Well, the athleticism really is something that jumps off the court for you. I mean, he's not just a scorer or a rebounder. I think if he uses that athleticism, he could become an elite defender in this league.
Here's Davis, following the score by Minnesota. And Walton gets it to go.
Assisted by Davis.
There's a minute 40 left in the second period. There's a screen. Pass to Sharman. Here's Heinsohn. And that one makes him 2 for 2. He's in his rhythm.
They're punishing those late defensive rotations, getting good looks inside throughout the half.
The ball's knocked loose. On the break. Here's Kuzi. And he's now 3 for 8 after that one. Blazers trail by 4. 59 seconds left to play in the first half of basketball. Down to 5 on the shot clock. There's Davis with the 3. The rebound by Sharman. The Timberwolves lead by 4. Outside Russell. And then Russell with the dunk.
Oh, nice one-handed jam there, B.A.
Hey, little exclamation point. 8-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Pass to Fudge. Here's Walton. Doubled by Russell. On the wing, Davis. Trailblazers got to hurry. Got to get up a shot. Fudge can't get it to go. It could go. It's not going to go for him. And we finished off one half of play. The T-Wolves on top. Up 6. Don't go away. We'll be back momentarily.
22. These are return to the center court. And get ready for the big half-court shot. Drums. The return to the shot.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, this second half could turn out to be a great one, as both teams trying to gain an edge. Blazers trail by 6. Ant is at the 2 with McDaniels playing the 3. And it's Kuzi in at the 1. So that's the Timberwolves 5. Got a hand on it, and they'll keep possession. Here's Hollins. Shot clock at 6. Another shot. And the layup is up and in. Hollins has got 6 points.
The defense tightens up, so he adjusts. Nice play.
And a fun fact here, Brent, the Trailblazers' name was actually chosen by the fans.
Oh, that's so awesome, BA, to remind fans of how it is that Portland got its name. It was an open contest, and they had, I think, over 10,000 entries. And there are a couple other names that we should throw out there. It could have been the Pioneers or the Doug Furs. I think they chose wisely.
Oh, they get a hand on it. Blazers trail by 4. Things just don't seem to be clicking for them offensively.
Yeah, they really need to find a way to get back on track.
And the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Get up there, young fella. Sometimes as a point guard, you got to take it yourself.
Well, it's okay to be selfish when you can flush it like that.
Well, if he's calling his own number, there's a reason for it. They respect the decision-making from him out there.
The Trailblazers have gotten 2 of 4 shots to go since the break. Going inside. Off with the layup. The Timberwolves lead by 4. Pass to Kuzi. Let's go with a 3. Here's Russell. Portland with a rebound. And we're just about 2 minutes into the final half of play now. And there's the screen. Right wing. Here's Lucas. Still without a bucket. There's the triple. On target from range.
He's going to punish you if you leave him open. He's more than willing to take the open 3 when he's got it.
Pass to Ramsey. Here's Kuzi. Launches a 3. Portland with a rebound. Lucas has got 4 rebounds in the game. All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
The Blazers have a lot to learn. Coach Chauncey Billups said, I owe it to these players to coach them. The only way I know to do that is with honesty. It's always coming from a good place. Once you know that, then you take it with love. I lead with love. I don't lead with fear. Brian?
That's a Hall of Fame mentality, Allie. He's been in their shoes. And Chris Finch calls timeout here. I think right now he must be looking at some adjustments. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. Here's Hollins. Give him 8 from deep. Russell with the rebound. Russell's got rebound number 13 for him here tonight. Here's Ramsey. Pass to Russell. Six on the shot clock. Here's Kuzi. Third quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have passed. Misfires on the corner 3. The Timberwolves trail. Here's Ramsey. And he banks in the layup. Here in the second half, these teams still neck and neck.
I really like how each team is matching the other's intensity.
And Chauncey Billups calls timeout here. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy here. Jones, he's checked in for Minnesota. Portland has gone only 1 of 3 from deep here in the third. And there's a pick. Here's Hollins. Tipped. They recover it. Minnesota's gone 0 for 2 from outside here in the third. Back to Jones. From the stripe. Portland with a rebound. Here's Lucas. He's scoreless. Pass to Hollins. A minute and a half left in the third. Here's Walton. Here's Lucas. Kept alive. Oh, and he brings it down with a two-handed jam. 6 lead changes in a game that has a lot of character.
Yeah, both sides stepping up and making big plays.
Outside Jones. A minute 4 left to play in the third quarter here. Buried from 15 feet out. And Chauncey Billups calls timeout. He's going to talk it over with his guys. .102 left to play in the third quarter of basketball. Here's Hollins, guarded by Russell. Lets it go from deep. Gets the 3 ball to go. 6 points for him.
Well, that's a shot he can hit. If you give it to him, you need a little more energy on defense that next trip down.
Jones with the ball. There's 37 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Outside Russell. The jump hook. Pass to Jones. Here's Ramsey. Puts up a 3. Portland with a rebound. Walton's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. Count it. Now 8 for 13 with that basket.
Another shot right in the lane. That's been their MO this evening.
Jones feels it out. Puts it up. No good on the butt. Beater. And that'll do it for the third quarter. Portland ahead. They lead by 4. And fourth quarter basketball will be coming your way on 2K. And while we have a chance, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
You have to love his unselfishness and ability to make those around him better.
Great hand. Great vision. That makes great things happen for your offense.
And with these teams locked in a very close contest, this fourth quarter promises to be a good one. And on the floor for Portland here in the fourth. And Chris Finch calls timeout here, rallying his guys to make sure they all know the plan. Russell's checked in for Minnesota. Jones comes in for Ramsey. Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
I was able to listen in on what Chris Finch was going over with his team. He told his guys not to lose hope, saying to them, it's a long game, fellas, and we're in this one, but I need each one of you to step up your intensity right now. Let's see if Coach's message resonates, guys.
Thanks for that, Allie. Hollins passes to Walton. Defended by Jones. Russell with the rebound. Russell's got his 16th rebound on the night. Here's Kuzi. Tries again. Back to Russell. And then Russell with the dunk. That gives him a double-double in this one.
Once he gets to the rim, it's fairly automatic.
Nothing fancy right there. Just takes his 2 points, moves on. Blocked! to Sharman. Jumps up, and he caps off the break with a monster slam.
Oh, my! That's why we had those breakaway rims.
Dude, he risked pulling the whole thing down to the floor right there. Here's Hollins. Just over a minute and a half played here in the fourth. Pulls it from the top of the key. Yes! He nails it! For Minnesota, they've gone 3 of 5 since this fourth quarter started. Pass to Sharman. The baseline J is off the mark. The Trailblazers have gotten just one shot to fall out of 3 attempts in the fourth. Here's Hollins. Gilliam. It's rebounded by Minnesota. Left side Jones. Pass to Heinsohn. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. To the paint. Ball stolen. Takes it inside. And it's good. Fought through contact. Hit the shot and will go to the line. All right, guys, a breakdown here of the hustle stats for the Trailblazers.
You have to be a fan of the energy they've played with on the defensive end. Active hands and feet, and it's come up big a few times for them.
And I feel like another part of tonight's game has been the hustle points, getting up and down, getting second chances, getting transition opportunities. They've been fantastic in that area.
And Chris Finch has called timeout. He wants to make sure they're purposeful with the game plan. Timberwolves trail by 3. Tries to break his ice. Oh, nice shot by Kuzi. We're in the final quarter play here. 3 minutes in. Here's Lynch. Pass to Hollins. He buries it from 3. Hollins has got 5 points now in the quarter.
This is what it's been since halftime. Remarkable results from downtown.
Yeah, pretty infectious right here, guys. In good spirits and percentages from downtown on the rise in the second half.
Oh, nice shot by Kuzi.
Smart play call to get him something at the rim.
Well, taking advantage of that opportunity, it does not get any more high percentage than that one.
And Chauncey Billups calls timeout here. He wants their game plan to be crystal clear at this point. The Trailblazers making a switch here.
Ready, everyone? Let's hear it for you. Blazer substitution, number 20.
A little over 3.5 minutes in the books now in this fourth quarter. Hollins passes to Lynch. Jacks up a 3. Russell with the rebound. For Minnesota, they've gone 5 of 8 from the field so far in the fourth. They set the screen to the inside. And then Russell with the dunk.
Back to the basics, unleashing the one-hand flush.
Boy, he makes the basics look pretty outstanding, though, huh?
That's true.
Portland has gone 1 of 2 from deep in this quarter. Here's Walton. And that one off the back of the rim and in. And the Trailblazers lead by 2.
How huge is that bucket? When in doubt, get it to the big fella.
The more that you level up in the game of basketball, it becomes about the matchups, identifying the weakest link, and then exploiting it.
And for them to get out in front, it feels like they're going to need him to lead the way.
For Portland, they've got 4 of 8 shots to drop here in this final quarter. Hollins passes to Walton. Stolen by Russell. 1:27 left in the game. Here's Kuzi. Back to Russell. Knocked away. Yes! They get the go-ahead bucket. 1:11 left in the fourth quarter. Hollins passes to Walton. Russell with the rebound. Minnesota shooting a solid 53% from the floor. Here's Kuzi. Shot clock at 5. And he drives in. And it's in.
Now that's one to remember. What an impact on the game.
Now I'm wondering, is that the biggest shot of the game?
Pass to Walton. Up and over Russell. Again, the miss by Portland.
Yeah, it's pretty much the only way to keep him from taking advantage of you down low. You got to play tough, physical defense.
And so it's Minnesota with it, and he commits the intentional foul.
Number 12. First personal foul.
He hits the first one, and that puts him up 5. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 6-point ball game.
Making the most of his trip to the line and helping them extend their lead.
And Chauncey Billups calls timeout here. He's looking to make some very important adjustments here. 24 seconds left to play in the fourth quarter of this one. Pass to Hollins. Here's Lucas. Here's Walton, guarded by Russell. To halt the run. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. And so they foul intentionally.
At the line for 2.
He drops the first one, and that makes it a 7-point lead. He's off on the free throw, unable to get the second one to drop. So it's Minnesota picking up the win. Boy, they didn't make it easy on their fans or themselves, but at the end of the day, everyone on their side is happy.
Yeah, happy indeed. The momentum shifted away from them a few times, especially early on. But give these guys credit for sticking with the game plan and finishing the job.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Allie LaForce, Grant Hill, and Brent Barry, this is Brian Anderson thanking you for watching tonight's game. And time now for our player of the game.